Welcome back to Ladies of Another View on Back. Later in the show, we're going to be joined by Michelle Erickson, and she is with the Abused Adult Resource Center. But we're going to get back to your story, April. You know, I was saying that you've been hospitalized more than 20 times, and it's my understanding that it takes almost 7 to 9 times before a person has the strength, and it could be a man or a woman, but it takes 7 to 9 times before they have the strength to leave. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, so, you know, we're rarely abused by a stranger. It's always someone we have an emotional connection with or that we love, you know, and often it's, there's a word called grooming, right? Like, I hate to use that word, but it's used in a lot of aspects. But, you know, it doesn't start abusive. It starts in a wonderful experience and happy and joy and fun times and good things, and you love this person loves you. And then as things start to turn, we often avoid a lot of red flags. And when things start to go bad, we make excuses. You know, I help people heal for a living. That's what I do, right? And I hear people, as a matter of fact, this happened this week, someone said, but he only hit me twice.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's not okay. And I'm going to tell you this right now, abuse more than once is a decision. And abuse once is not okay either. But when you abuse somebody more than one time, it is a decision that is actively made. You know, and there is no excuse for that, and no one deserves it. And abuse, a lot can be emotional. Like in my experience that I've had, it started with kind of emotional abuse, isolating me, taking away my ways to be independent. All the things that he loved about me, he started taking away from me. And then he started going to my friends and then using my friends as ways to, like, I have nightmares all the time about him with my friends still, you know, and it's hard. And then it came to a point where I called him out on it, but then he made me think that I was crazy, right? Like they always tell you you're crazy, right? Because a narcissist at the end of the day is either a hero or a victim, right? And most abusers are narcissists, okay? And anytime he ever hurt me, he also was my hero, right? Like every time he put me in the hospital, who was the person that showed up to take care of me? And then it was always my fault, right? Even when I would start back running, he literally slammed my leg in the car to where I passed out, so I couldn't run anymore.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
But who took care of me when I had to have crutches? I remember being on a vacation and him getting mad because people wanted to take pictures with us, but he was the big deal. And he left me, and then when I got back to the hotel, to spare us details, I mean, you couldn't recognize my face.
Oh my! I'm sorry. Somebody let me add.
This is really, but it's real. I mean, like, and I remember not throwing him in jail because we were in another country, and then I'm like, but how would I get home? And then by the time we got home, like he was in tears and saying I was sorry, and I was like, and I couldn't even move without throwing up because I was so, like, you couldn't recognize my face.
Wow.
I still have scars from it, and I just remember thinking, but because he saw me hurt so bad, he's never going to do this again. Right? That was not the case. And I honestly can't tell you the day that I got out. I can't tell you the year I got out. I don't even know. I was trying to, like, scroll back through, like, memories on Facebook and look at things, and I don't know. Was it 2010? Was it 2012? I don't know, because it was so traumatic. I don't remember when I left him. You know, and as a matter of fact, it's so crazy because once someone has control over you, or they want to have control over you, or destroy you, or break you, they never want to let go of that. When we were talking last week about doing this show, it was the devil after us, because when I left here, he literally called my phone. And I'm like,
And when was the last time you had
I don't know, right? Like, it was just so crazy, you know? And here's the thing. If I can make it, anybody can make it. Yes. And it does. I am here today not about what happened to me, but to give people the resources and tell them that there is help. And I know I'm helping a young lady right now, and we're using the Abused Adult Resource Center because I knew it was more than what I can handle. And when I see all the resources that are available, I'm like, if I would have known, you would have helped me and helped me get a place to stay. If you would have helped me and be safe where I wasn't scared, where, you know, because I didn't have the money to get an attorney and to fight for my life. And what's a piece of paper going to do for me, right? I needed a place to feel safe.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, geez, it's what, 10 years or how many ever years later, and he's still trying.
Yeah.
You know, if I would have known that resources were available, or, you know, people that have children, you know, it's so awesome when Michelle comes on, she's going to talk about how you never have to see this person again, and you can be safe, and you can be whole, and you can heal. And I am proof of that. I never thought I would have a functional relationship, right?
Yeah.
And I have a beautiful family, I have friends, I have my own business, and I feel like God brought me through that. And I went out of the fire carrying buckets of water to help anybody else that is still in the flames. And I just want everyone to know from this that you can survive and you can thrive. And you may have been battered, you may have been bent, but you were never broken. And it cannot break you.
Oh, April.
And it's the truth. And, you know, God planted seeds of greatness in us. And because greatness made us. And maybe that person tried to take it from you, but there are plenty of good people in this world that will water those seeds, and they will help you, and they will encourage you, and they will develop you, and they will believe in you, and you can build any life that you want. I came up here with $169 in my pocket, the clothes I could fit in my car, and I did buy a new car with the ring he gave me. But
Smart man.
so I could escape, right?
Yeah.
But I created the life,
Yeah.
right? But it did take courage, and it took a long time to get out. It's the same like with any addiction, because it can be addictive. And I
Yeah.
watched Days of Our Lives for a long time.
Oh, no.
To fill that void of drama that I had in my life. I am so serious, because it was because you had that constant chaos in your life, but then once you don't have the chaos and the peace and the joy and the happiness that we can still have, because you know what? No one can take anything that's not theirs. And we should never put the keys to our happiness in somebody else's pocket. And it's never too late.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yes.
And there was substance abuse that went along with that as well, wasn't there?
Yes.
And, and was that him pushing that as well, or how did
Yes.
that?
So we drank. I never even knew I had a drinking problem until I got up here. Like, I didn't even understand I had a drinking problem, because that was normal. And then, like, the last year or so of our relationship, there was cocaine. And then that's when it got very, very violent. But then you always blamed it on that
On the drugs,
situation.
yeah.
Sure.
You know, and it's easy to give a person another chance when you're making bad choices too.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't
Yeah.
see past that, because they blame everything on you. And I'll tell you this, there is not, I believe the people that are abused and the people that are in addiction, they are the most blessed people, and they have the most promise. No offense to anybody else, but I mean, why else? The devil doesn't attack empty houses. Thieves don't attack empty houses.
Sure.
There is so much promise. That's why people try to take you and beat you and take all the good things from you, but they can't take something that's not theirs. You know, what about Joseph in the coat of many colors? His brothers tried to take his promise away, but once God puts a promise and a purpose on your life, no one can take that from you.
Well, and there's also the blessing and the curse, and it's like you had a lot of curses, and they have turned into blessings.
Yeah.
You are helping others, like you said. You plant the seeds, you're watering the seeds, and you're helping other people in the community and around the world, for that matter. With social media, you're followed by many, many people, and so you are. It's turned into a blessing for many others. And that we can't, there aren't any words to try to explain that or thank you for that, because I can't say thank you. It sounds so dumb. You know what I'm saying? It
I
just
would
doesn't-
never change anything that has ever
Right.
happened to me, ever.
Sure.
Not one thing, because it made me the person I am today and gave me the tools to help others.